Hey everyone, this is Katrina, the owner of Kathiem Creations, Reefs and Things. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Happy Sunday. Come on in, everybody. Let's make a wreath today. You know it's Sunday, and I told you on Sundays I'm going to come on and do a wreath with you guys. So here we are. Finally got all of my custom orders done. That's finished. So now I can do a wreath with you guys. And as you can see, we're doing Easter. I decided on Easter. I know I came on early and told you we can do a patriotic, we can do a Mother's Day, or we can do an Easter. I had this picture, this sign, and this frame already sitting over there in the chair. So I said, you know what? We're just going to go with Easter. I haven't made an Easter wreath with you guys in a minute, so that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to go through the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need a rotary cutter. Okay, you're gonna need your scissors. Okay, because you don't need your scissors to cut your ribbon. Your ribbon. You're gonna need your rotary cutter to cut your mesh. So you need to have those out. You need to have your glue gun. You know I love my Shore Bonder glue gun because we'll be gluing in some carrots when we get to the end. So you need to have your glue gun. I have a little chip clip because we'll need to hold one in as we roll and ruffle it in. So I'll show you all of that. But I have like a chip clip. You can use, whatever kind of chip clip you want with some sort of clip to hold it together. We're going to use some carrots. This is the sign which says Happy Easter. And I got this sign from my wholesaler. So I'm not sure how much it was because when we buy from the wholesaler, the prices are kind of different from obviously regular prices. So I don't remember. I bought it all with a whole bulk of stuff, so I don't remember what the sign was, but this is the sign from my wholesaler, which is in Gainesville, Georgia. So I went there, got that. These carrots, if I'm not mistaken, came from Hobby Lobby last year. I got them when they were on sale last year. So when you guys come on, you make sure you tell me who you are and where you're checking in from. I'm just trying to pull you up on Facebook so I can see your comments, so we can interact while we make this Easter wreath today. These are the ribbons while I'm pulling you up on Facebook. Check out the ribbons that we have here. The only thing I'm not happy with is I wanted to have like a solid purple. And when I looked at my stash, I realized I didn't have any solid purple. So now I know I need to get a 50-yard roll of a solid purple. So I'll be working on doing that for you guys to make sure I have that next time. So I have you guys pulled up. Let me cut the volume on it off, and then I can just see your comments. So when you come in, make sure you say hi. Make sure you let me know where you're checking in from, and let me know if you're doing any crafts. Let me know if you're doing Easter decorations. What are you doing this year? Are you even going to go that route? So let me break down everything that we have today. This is one of the ribbons that we're using. And I'm sorry, it seems like my voice is cracky, scratchy right now. I have some water. I'm going to drink some water in a minute. But this is one of them. And that sort of like same blue is in the truck, as you can see. So that's kind of why I picked out this ribbon. Plus you got a little bit of yellow, a little bit of the hot pink. You got the green in there. So, I thought that would go really good. Of course, I picked out the carrots. Of course, because you got carrots on the sign. And all of this ribbon right here came from, well, this came from my wholesaler. This came from, I think it was Craft Outlet. Then this one right here also came from Craft Outlet. It is a purple, and it has the yellow and pink and green stripes on it, which of course matches the sign perfectly. Then we have this pink plaid, just like the sign. That's why I picked it, with white bunnies on it. So that goes exactly with the sign. Now I have these rolls of ribbon right here, and I think they're going to go in my bow, because I always like to have rolls of ribbon that's different from my ribbon tails that's in my actual wreath. My ribbon tails is one group of ribbon. Then I have my bow, which has some of the ribbon tails in it, but then different ribbons in my bow. That's just me. You don't have to do it that way. You can use the same exact ribbon in your bow. I just like to throw in something different. I've taken these 4 ribbons right here, because these are the ones we're going to put in the bow, so we can kind of put all of that over there. I've taken these 4 ribbons right here and I've cut them at 12 inches. You see my mat? I cut them at 12 inches, and it's 9 pieces, okay, of each ribbon cut at 12 inches. So 9 of this plaid with the blue in it, 9 of the carrots, 9 of the bunny, pink bunny, and 9 of this purple, okay, cut at 12 inches. So I didn't feel like you guys wanted to stay on too long with me on this video. It's already late for a Sunday. You just take your scissors, go to the 12 inches, cut the 12 inches, and then you dovetail. I've already showed you before how to dovetail the ends. So if you need to see that, you can look at some of my prior videos. But you just fold the ribbon, take your scissor, cut on an angle. See how my fingers is on an angle? And then when you open it up, it'll be dovetailed. Okay? So you do that with all 4 of your ribbons. Okay, so you have 18 ties here. That's why you had to cut 9 to 12 inches of each ribbon. Okay, I hope I said that right. So each ribbon, you cut 9 of them at 12 inches. So we got 4 different ribbons. We got them all cut to 12 inches. Okay, these, my mesh, I think I purchased my mesh at Craft Outlet, if I'm not mistaken, and I've had this for a while, maybe about a year or so. And I just had it sitting around, but then when I looked at the sign, I was like, that's perfect. You know, it has the purple, it has the pink, and this sign is sort of a rustic look to it. I don't know if you can really see it really well because my lighting is not the greatest, but you see how it's all rustic around the edges, you know. So I wanted to keep that sort of rustic look for this wreath. So I wanted to do this burlap with the Easter colors in it. So I wanted to do this burlap with the purple and green and pink colors in it. So I wanted to keep it sort of rustic. So I've cut 18 of these at 20 inches. Because we got 18 ties on this frame. Okay, so we need 18 cuts at 20 inches. And let me let you in on a little secret. This roll, all you need is 1 roll of mesh. Okay, because if you have a roll of mesh and it is 1 roll of mesh, which is 10 by 10 yards, right? 10 yards in inches is 360 inches. If you cut them to 20 inches, you will get 18 cuts. Now, you may be shy an inch or 2 on that last one because they shorted you an inch or 2. Trust me, it won't matter. But all you will need is 1 roll of mesh. So that's another thing that's good about this wreath design, because you're only using 1 roll of mesh. So we're going to put that to the side, and we're going to start making this wreath. Let's put everything to the side so we can start making the wreath. How are y'all doing tonight? Today is Sunday. We're getting ready for work, getting the kids ready. Now what we need to do is get this sign prepped. That's what we need to do. So we're going to pull this over here, get that out of the way, pull this over here because we're going to nail that, and we're going to get the sign ready. And how are we going to get this sign ready? Because I cut off the string, and I don't throw this away because I could use this for something else. So I have like a little basket that I keep these little strings in because they come in handy for other projects. And I'm going to take my chenille stems, which are down here underneath the table here, and I'm going to put 4 ties on the back of this picture frame. And we're going to staple it on. So you're going to use a stapler. And I think I've moved mine. Okay, it's right here. And you're just going to go to each 4 corners. I try to even out my chenille stems. Go to each 4 corner, and I'll staple it twice. And I'll try to even it out. Go to the next corner. Now, you don't have to do all 4 corners. You could just do 1 at the bottom and 1 at the top, or 1 at either side. That's up to you. This is, remember, when I do my wreaths, this is just a guide for you, just a guide. You can do it any which way you want to. Whatever feels comfortable and secure to you, you can do it that way. So I try to measure, try to make sure, see if it's a little even. I put 2 staples in it. Then I come back with the glue gun and I hit it with some glue, just to give it that little added security that it ain't gonna go anywhere. And we're doing this first because we want that glue to dry completely, right? So we do this and we put it to the side. So this is what it looks like on the back. Let me show you guys. See how you see the glue? There you go. So you lay it down on the side. You don't mess with it. It'll be completely dry when it's time to work with it. Cut off your tag, of course. And this wreath frame came from Wreaths of Joy. I've had this for over a year and a half now too. So if you want some wreath frames, they were at Wreath of Joy. I bought them like a year and a half ago, but I just went on their website not too long ago, and they have wreath frames, all kinds of wreath frames. So if you need wreath frames, you can go there and get some wreath frames if you're looking for a place. I don't know if you guys saw my video earlier. Well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit while I get this frame ready, and you can see how I'm doing it. I'm just pulling the ties out and making sure they're secure. So I don't know if you guys saw my video early when I was thanking you guys for supporting me and coming and watching my videos and commenting. I really do appreciate that. You guys are helping my business grow. I was letting you guys know that I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers on Facebook. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to get to 1,000, so if you guys could definitely share my videos and share my posts, I would greatly appreciate it. That way I can actually get to 1,000 followers. That means a lot to business owners, because I don't know if you guys know it or not, Facebook rates you on that with how many followers you have. So if you have under 1,000, they don't really take you serious as a business owner, and they won't push your videos out so people will see them until you hit that 1,000 mark. So if you guys can help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. You guys have been great so far. Also, if you I'm looking to trying to get 1,000 followers on YouTube. I'm nowhere near that on YouTube. So if you guys that are following me on Facebook and you have a YouTube account, if you can go over to my YouTube account and also subscribe to my YouTube account, that would help my business grow, just grow so much. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it, because like I said, if you're not at 1,000 followers on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and all those great places like Pinterest and Instagram, they don't take you serious as a creator on social media, and they don't show your posts as much. So if you guys can help me grow, I would greatly appreciate it. Now you see how I fluffed that out real good. We fluffed it up. Everything looks good. Everything is secure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the inside first. So I'm going to lay down these outsides, just lay them out. And I don't know if you were counting when I was going around, but it's 18 of them. Okay, 18 ties. 10 on the bottom, if I'm not mistaken, and 8 in the middle. Okay. So these are my inside ties. So this is how we're going to start this. Let me drink some water because my throat feels extremely dry. Okay, that feels better. So we're just going to take our mesh, and we're going to roll in one end. That's why I have a little chip clip. You don't have to roll it too tight. Just roll it 3 times in. Clip it. I roll it in again 3 times in. And then I just ruffle it. And then I just put it into my... Push it down. Give it a good twist. Secure it in there. And then I just move it on around. Move my ribbons out the way because they seem to be going to be getting snagged. So let's move them out the way. Now you can lay these up or down. It's all your preference. I like mine down. And what I mean by down, like you see the rolls is underneath. Some people put the rolls on the top. It's all up to you. Like I said, you don't roll it too tight. Go around 3 times. Go around another 3 times, and then you just ruffle it. And it don't have to be perfect. Remember, this is art. You know, this is not, rocket science. It doesn't have to be exact. So you push it down in your Chanel stem, and you give it a good twist to make sure it's secure. And we just do this all the way around. So you guys, let me know, what did you do today? What was on your agenda for today? Did you rest? Did you go do shopping for food for the week? You had to take the kiddos somewhere? What did you do today? I just was down here in my craft room working all day. I wanted to get my custom orders out and I'm ready for my customers for Monday. So I dropped the order off on Saturday to a customer, one of my flower wreaths she had ordered. So I dropped that off to her. And then I had 2 more orders. I have a very huge grapevine that I was doing for a customer. I finally finished that today. And then I had another one, a pine red robin wreath that a customer wanted. So I was working on that today as well. So what were you guys doing today? Let me know. Comment. Talk to me. I know it's late, but y'all could talk to me. Come on, tell me what you're into. Alright, we just, like I said, these are cut at 20 inches. 20 inches. And you use the whole roll of mesh when you cut it at 20 inches. When you have 18 ties to fill up with your mesh, you will use 1 roll of mesh. And it was like right dead on today, which I was surprised. Hi, Pamela. Oh, you was crocheting centers and dream catchers? Okay. Alright. You're going to have to post some. Let me see what they look like. We want to know. We want to see. Alright, like I said, we cut these at 20 inches. And then we're just going around and putting them into the next available Chanel stem. And pushing it down and giving a good 1-2 twist. That's all we're doing. We're going to do this all the way around the top. We're going to do it all the way around the bottom. Now, sometimes when you do this, it still looks like it's a little thin. You can always go back and add more mesh, okay? Like I have some more here. I actually had a little bit left from another roll. So if that happens with us today, I'll just cut some of these at like 10 inches and I'll just make little curls and we'll fill it in. Or you can use any color, like from your sign. Look at your sign. And if you have purple mesh laying around, you got pink mesh laying around, you have white mesh laying around, put it around in your wreath. Just fill it in with more mesh. It's no problem. But a lot of times, you know, this is enough. But if it's not and it looks a little thin, we can fix it. So don't get all discouraged. It'll work out. It will work out. I had one lady was like, oh, it looks too thin. Okay, we'll fill it in. It's okay. But remember, we're going to do ribbon tails and a bow, sign, and we're putting carrots in. Okay, so other things are going to go into this wreath. It's not just going to be this mesh you see right now. And like I said, these are cut at 20 inches. And we cut 18 of these. Okay, and that would use up your whole roll of mesh. Alright. And I just like to pick it up and have it butt up against one another. That's just me. You don't have to do that, but that's just me. I like my ends to touch. Oh, we missed a spot. Good thing I went around. Look at that. I'm running my mouth. I missed a spot. But we can always go back, right? Not a big deal. We can fix it. We can fix it. Definitely can fix it. Let's put this in. Push it down and give it a good 1-2 twists. And put this in with this end, and I put this in with this end. So now we're going to go around to the bottom. We're going to do the same exact thing. This is easy, ladies and gentlemen. You can do it. A lot of people, I mean, oh, I can never do that. Yes, you can. You can do it. You can cut paper. You can cut mesh. It's the same thing. You're just using a rotary cutter. That's all. Same thing. So you don't have to worry about it too much. You cut it to 20 inches. Do 18 cuts. And then you just roll one in, roll the next in, and just do a ruffle. You can do it. I know the hardest part for me when I was getting started was picking out the ribbon. to match the sign and the mesh and all of that. That was the hardest part for me, and it still trips me up to today. I have ribbon to choose from. I have a closet over there that's a whole bunch of ribbon. So I think sometimes I have too much ribbon. That's why I can't make a decision. I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because I just love ribbon. But I just, sometimes it's hard for me to decide, do I use this one? Do I use that one? So it's okay if that's your issue. It's not a big deal. A lot of designers have that same issue. And after a while, we learn to just know to pick something out and go with it. Don't fret about it too much. It's going to be beautiful either way. And you just fluff it up as you go. Fluff it up as you go. And like I said, we're putting carrots, ribbon tails, all in this. But if it still looks thin, you can always go back in. You can always, okay, so you guys can really see me doing it, rolling it. And I move that out the way. And I'm rolling it. And then I'm just walking it up with my hands. And like I said, you can put it in this way if you like. I just like to have everything facing down. That's just me, but it's not the only way you can do it. You can do it the other way if you choose to. So if it looks better the other way to you, then that's how you do it. Remember, this is your art. You make it your way. Alright. Let's see. I'm ready to call in the night, really. Once we're done here and I get this all cleaned up, yeah, I'm going to be ready to call. I think my husband just came in. He works pretty late. My daughter just came in with the grandbaby. She went out and worked a little bit today too. So I'm going to spend some time with them after I do this wreath with you guys. So I definitely got to spend time with you guys, my viewers, always. I told you now on Sundays will be the time I come on. And I make this time, I set time aside on Sundays to do a wreath with you guys. I hope you guys like that. If that's something that you like, let me know. If Sunday works for you, let me know. Alright, oh, if you was wondering the size of my wreath frame, I'm sorry I didn't tell you guys. It's the 15 to 24 inch size wreath frame. So if you're looking at some frames and you're not quite sure if you're going to get the right size, this is the 15 to 24 inch wreath frame. So you guys can see. And what's good about this wreath is that line, this green, is the middle stripe. I love using striped mesh because especially when you go to ruffling, you can kind of keep yourself in the middle and know you in the middle, because you find in that line, that center line, and you staying very close to it. So I like using mesh that's got, a stripe in it. That's my little cheat thing. I know it's going to be straight. My curl's going to line up right because I'm just going to follow that line and stay on that line. I don't know if you guys saw my video earlier, but me and my sister-in-law went to the Penners convention on Saturday. And if you don't know what that is like a crafter's dream. I mean, they had painters, woodworkers, jewelry makers, candle holders, perfume things. I mean, everything that are like crafted, handmade. They did have a few things like you can buy like the hand massagers, that you put on your shoulder or your leg or whatever. Some massage pillows or something like that. But 95% of the stuff there was handmade, crafted made. It was great. So it was a little overwhelming for my first time. So I know I'm prepared for next year. I can't wait till next year when it comes back, because they also had classes. So I'm very interested in going next year to take some of the classes. They had a sewing class. They had a class showing you how to use a pressure cooker. I mean, it was just a little bit of everything. Home Depot was there. You know, I think they were showing off some cutting wood things, and it was really nice. And then it was really, what I liked about it was very affordable. It was, you only paid $10 to get in. It was absolutely affordable. So I really like that. So you guys need to look forward to coming to your town. And when it does, y'all need to go, especially if you're into crafting or you like handmade things. That was definitely the place to be. And the prices was real reasonable for the shops. I was looking around at the shops, and they were not astronomical. They were not like something you'd be like, oh, okay, no, I know I can't get that. They were, you know, $10, $15. You know, somebody making t-shirts, tumblers. So they, you know, they were decent prices. And it was a really fun day. It was a good day, hanging out with my sister-in-law. So we're getting down. We only got 2 more to do, so we're going to do this one. Remember, this mesh is cut to 20 inches long, and we cut 18 of these, okay? 18 cuts with the mesh at 20 inches long. And we're just going to take it with the roll side up, and we're just going to do a loose roll. So we're not going to tighten it up like this. We're going to do a loose roll. 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to just pin it to hold it, and then we're going to go in on the other side, the other side, the same way. 1, 2, and 3, and then we just ruffle. Bring the ends together, and I like to face mine down. You don't have to face yours down, but I like to face mine down, and I give it a 1, 2 tie down. You see how full that is? There's really no holes. Look, nothing. This is the last one. So we're doing this. Oh wow! I got some glue on my thing there. We're doing a loose curl. So 1, 2, 3. We pin it down with the pin, the chick clip, whatever you like. 1, 2, 3, and then we just do a ruffle. Bring the ends in. I like to face mine down. And here you go. This is the last one. Move the other ruffles out of the way. Alright, so now, there you go. There go the starts of your Easter wreath. And this is on a 15-inch wire frame, 15 to 24-inch wire frame. And I'm just moving these so they kind of go to the inside and not to the outside. And then this is what it's going to look like just so far with the sign. But I don't know if I'm putting the sign on the top corner, I'm putting it on the bottom corner, in the middle, in the bottom, in the middle. I don't know, the top. I don't know. We'll decide that a little later. But what we're going to do now, because we're going to keep it moving, don't want to keep you guys too late, is we're going to go to the ribbon ties. Now remember, I cut these at 12 inches each, 9 cuts of each ribbon, okay? So you start with either one, you fold it to find the middle, you pinch the middle, and then you just place it into your tie. Now I'm not going to untwist it, I don't feel the need to do that. And then you just curl them up. Take your hands, put your hands up, and then you just spread them apart. I like to have them like a X shape. Spread them apart. And then you go to the other ribbon sets that you have. Get this out the way. Remember, when you come on, you say hi, you let me know you're watching. This has got the bunnies on it, so this is so cute. You want to find the middle, pinch it together, go to your next chenille stem, and then you just put this ribbon right down in that chenille stem. Give it a good couple of twists to make sure it's secure, and then you just roll your hand under it, and it'll give you a nice little bend. See that? Look like little curls. And once again, you take it and I like to pull it to like it looks like a little X. And we go back to the other ribbon, and we're going to do this all the way around. Now what I like to do is when I have a ribbon, a combination ribbon, I like to then, if the carrot was on the top, then I want this to be on the top the next. And the next time I do it, I put the carrot on top. I alternate those colors. Like this one, the carrot was on top, so we're gonna have the plaid ribbon on top this time. You don't have to do that. That's just me being extra. You know how I am. You know I like to just do something a little different. I said you don't have to do that. That's just me being extra. That's all that is. Not something you have to do. The bunny and the purple. Now this, since this is a 2.5 inch and a 1 inch, I always keep the 1 inch on top, so I don't flop this one. But if these were both the same size, then I would flip-flop them. Okay, and that's just me. That's just me. That's my theory. That's not a set rule. You don't have to do it that way. That's just the way I do it. Put it down in here, and you give it a good couple of twists. And then you put your fingers under it and you give it a nice roll, so you get them nice curls. And then you put it like in an X. And I just like to put it in the X. It just spreads the ribbon out. I think it looks really, really pretty that way. So now this time the plaid was on the top, the last one. So now we're gonna put the carrot on top. Gonna line them up. Find the center, and we're going to do this all the way around, just alternating the ribbon, giving it a couple of good twists so we know the ribbon won't come out, running our hands under the ribbon, and then we're going to do the V shape or X, not V shape, X. Alright, we're going to go to the purple and the bunny. And like I said, since this is a 1.5 inch on top of a 2.5 inch, I leave the bunny on top. I don't want it to get lost underneath that purple. Find the next Chanel stem, and you give it a good couple of twists, and then I put it in an X shape. Right here we had the carrot on top first, so we're going to have the plaid on top. And line them up. Don't have to be perfect, as long as it's close. You find that center. Yes, all of my ribbons, Pamela, are wired. I don't use any other ribbon. If you use the other ribbon that's not wired, you will not get this nice arch in your ribbon tails. Like you see me, I take this right here, and I can take my hand and I can do this, and you get that curve. If your ribbon doesn't have wire in it, it's just going to fall flat. You're not going to get any shape. So you got to make sure when you're doing wreaths or bows, you want to make sure you use only wired ribbon. Okay, so just only wired ribbon when you're doing your wreaths or your bows. Now if you're putting something on a box, and it can be flat, then you can use regular ribbon. But if you want a nice fluffy rounded shape bow for that box or that present, then you know you're going to want to use wired ribbon all the time. But thanks for the question, Pamela. That's a good question, very good question. Because when I first got started, I'm going to tell you, Pamela, I went and bought all of that unwired ribbon at Walmart. So don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? I should take you in my room over there and show you all that unwired ribbon that I brought from Walmart, thinking it was the right thing to buy. And come to find out, it was not. Because I could not make my bows with it. It flopped on my wreath. So yeah, don't do what I did. So learn from me, please. But thanks for the question. And as you can see, look how full that is. You see, you can't see through this at all. Look at that. So now we got to go down to the bottom. We're finished with the top half. We got to go down to the bottom. So you just go to your next ribbon. And put the carrot on the top. Line it up. Like I said, it don't have to be exact. And you go to the first available chenille stem at the bottom. You just give it a nice little curl, and I'm still going to make it look like a V at the bottom. So your ribbon tails is going to overlap, which is beautiful. It's good for coverage. So if they overlap, that's great. So don't worry about it. Some people are like, oh, you can't see the ribbon tail when you do the bottom. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's going to be beautiful. If you see that, it's overlapping. It's great. That's great coverage for your wreath. If you hear my phone going off, that is just somebody coming in the door, probably my husband from work, or going back and forth in and out to get something out the car. So that's what that's going on my phone. If you hear that noise in the background. Alright, you give it a nice little tug, you get that little curve, and that's what you want. And then you do the V. I mean the X. I don't know why I'm saying V. You do the X. And when you do the X, to me, you get a lot more coverage on your wreath when you do the X. And that could be just me, but I think you get so much more coverage on your wreath when you do the X with your ribbon, because you're just covering any, if there wasn't hole, then your ribbon tails would cover it. Especially because you got them cut at 12 inches. And if you want even more coverage, you cut it at 13 inches. You see what's good for you, right? You go on with whatever's good for you. Alright, we're just making our way around this 15 by 24 inch wreath frame. I already had the chenille stems on them. And I bought these frames from Wreaths of Joy. And as you can see, if you've been watching me, you see I buy from all over. Like, I don't just buy from one place. I buy from all over. So I'll do Craft Outlet, I'll do Wreaths of Joy, I'll do Rhonda's Creative Corner, I'll do Hardworking Mom. I'll just go all over, really. And what works for me is whoever has the product that I want. Then they get my sale. If I'm looking for something and I look at Deco Exchange and they don't have it, then I go to Wreaths of Joy or go to Craft Outlet or wherever else until I find what I want. So there's no like particular place that I just like, period. But I don't know if you guys watched my video earlier. I was stating what my goal is with doing these videos is starting to make some sort of revenue with these videos by getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, getting 1,000 followers on Facebook, where I can start making some sort of monetary value. And that way my business can grow, where when you watch me do these wreaths, I can offer you the wreath kit, because I'll have the money to buy the supplies to sell them to you. So that is my goal, to hopefully get to that point where I have enough followers where I can start making some more money, and I can put that money back into making wreath kits for you guys, or at least having the mesh or the sign for you guys, so you don't have to shop around anywhere else. If you see it here, you can get it here. That is my goal. So if you guys can help me reach that goal, I would greatly appreciate it. Please share my video, like, follow, definitely go to my YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube if you have a YouTube channel, or tell your friends to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch my videos. Definitely comment, And it doesn't have to be a long comment, ladies and gentlemen. Nice, pretty, beautiful, great job, thumbs up. Something like that will make a world of difference. So you guys could help me out with that. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Because like I said, I would love to offer you guys wreath kits for the wreaths that I do. Like, I could offer you the one roll of mesh, the ribbon tails. I know how many you gotta cut in the size. I can already cut that for you. And the frame and the sign. And you can say you want to order that from me, and it could be on my website, and it could be shipped to you. And you come back and watch this video later and put it together. Isn't that neat? So I would love to do that for you guys, but I just need you guys' help to get my social media to that 1,000 and over subscribers on YouTube and followers on Facebook in order for that to start happening for me. Also with my other social medias like Instagram and Pinterest and TikTok. So if you want any one of those, please, if you go to my account on any one of those, and also like and follow and subscribe to those as well. Because I really would love to be able to offer you a way to get the materials like what I'm doing today while you're watching the show. That way you can watch it later and you can put it together yourself. That would be my goal. But until I get there, I'm just going to put on videos for you guys. I'm just going to put on videos. I'm not going to stop doing my videos. I'm going to keep teaching, keep putting on my videos. Eventually I'll get there. This is what I want to do, so I know eventually I will get there. And you just roll your hands under your rib image. Remember, it's wired, so when you roll your hands, you get that nice little curl. Nice curl. This is looking gorgeous. It's huge too, just to let you know. This is a thick wreath. This is not a small wreath. This is a big one. What they call big one. Okay? It's about at least 4 or 5 inches in depth. And that's without the sign, and that's without the bow. So we're gonna go, it's about, yep, it's already at 5.5 inches. So this is a big one. This is not a small wreath. This is a pretty big, tall wreath. So this is not going to fit between your storm door. No, no, no. This is not one that's going to fit between that storm door. Because this is a raised work wreath form, okay? So this is a 15-inch raised work wreath form. I know I didn't say that in the beginning, but when nothing was on it, you can see that it was raised. It's not flat. So that's why it would be that way. It would be that high. When you're working with raised wreath forms, then it just makes the height on your wreath taller. Okay? I think we got 2 more to do. And then we can put on a sign. Let's see which one was on top. The plaid was on top last. So we're going to do the carrot on top. I'm just going to go in with this. And I'm going to do the X style. I'm definitely going to have that open. And this is the last one for ribbon tails. Okay. Last one for ribbon tails. I'm going to put the bunny up first. So let's put the bunny up. Like I said, you can overlap the ribbons so they fall on top of each other. It's perfect. It's great when you do that anyway, because you get good coverage. I'm just going to clean off my table because this is just the Chanel stems shedding. That's all. They do that. It's not a big deal. I have to clean off my workspace. I'm just like that. You don't have to do this. This is just me being extra. You know how I am. Now take a look at that. What do you think? What do you think? Look how full and pretty that is. Look at that. See that little hints of dark purple in between your ribbon tails and your mesh. See a spot right in here. But look at that. Just nice and full. And see how thick it is? So this is not a pancake wreath. I know a lot of people said they love when I made my pancake wreath. This is not a pancake wreath, okay? This is a pretty big wreath. And the width comes out to about, I mean, you can push it down to 24 by 24. Or you can let these curls sit out and it's like 25 or 26 inches. But you can put it in a box that's 24 by 24 and you'll be fine. But you need a box that's 24 by 24 by at least by 5. Because we're going to put a bow on this. So that bow is going to stand up. And when you have a bow, you can flatten that bow out. And then you can let your customers know that they got to do a little refluffing when they get it at home. So that's perfectly fine. You just explain to them if you know, even going over the 5-6 inches in height, the shipping is going to be high. Okay, once you go over like 3 inches, 4 inches, the shipping is really high. Thank you, Pamela. It's pretty. Okay, so we're going to put on this. We're going to put the sign here. I'm going to put the sign here. I think I'm going to want it in the bottom, and then I'm going to put my bow up here. So I don't want it in the middle. I think I want to put it right here. Then I'm going to put the bow right in, the bow right here. We're going to put this sign right here. So let's go ahead and just stick this through the mesh. Sometimes I move the mesh because this is rolls, so it's kind of hard for the nail stem to get through sometimes, and plus it has that foil in it. So it makes it a little difficult, a little bit, just a little bit. Not that it won't work, but sometimes it likes to give you a hard time. And I don't want to sink the sign down into my wreath, so I'm just lightly twisting it in the back right now, just to get placement. Just to get placement. And I'm doing it diagonally, so I place this one down here, and then now I'm going to tie up this one right here. So I'm going to go just right here to tie that up. Because I want it on a slant, but I don't want it like this on a slant, so I want it just a little on a slant. So I'm going to have it, because I'm going to have this like this. So we want to have this slant, just a little slant. Nothing huge. And we don't want it to sink down into the wreath, so we don't pull it down too much. Now if you want it sunken into your wreath, you can tighten it down where it just really fits down into your wreath. If that's how you want it, then definitely that's how you do it. I don't want it to be sunken down, so I'm just not tightening it really that tight. It's just kind of floating on top of the wreath. And sometimes when you make these wreaths this thick, you may have to extend your chenille stems. So what I mean by that is, instead of you attaching just one chenille stem to the back, you would take 2 chenille stems like this. Let me show you guys. You would take 2 chenille stems and just twist them together, right? And that way you would have the extra length to tie down your sign when you have a wreath that's 5-6 inches in depth like this one is. So when you in the back, the wreath thing would be this long, and you would have more of this chenille stem to tie onto your frame, because right now I got like maybe an inch or half an inch to use to tie down. So we're going to tie this top down. Alright, we're going to go in between here. from here. And I'll show you where to twist it when I flip it around in the back. And like I said, I'm not pushing it down because I don't want it sunken. I just want it floating on the top of this wreath. All right, so let me flip it around so you can see. First of all, how neat it looks. This is how neat it looks on the back. These are my two Chanel stems, and these are my two Chanel stems. So I just lightly, nothing real tight, but this is how it looks. And the Chanel stems, you see a little purple right here, Chanel stem coming through where it's twisted, and you got one here, you got one here, and one here. Okay, so that's how it looks on the back. And you see how neat it is on the back. You don't see a whole bunch of stuff going on the back. Even though I cover the back of my wreaths, when you do these wreaths, if you don't want to cover it, it's not a big deal, because this is not a wreath that looks crazy in the back. Okay, so this right here, oh my goodness, time is flying. All right, so this is how I want this to go. So I want this to go. For some reason that just looks like this. I may tighten this down, side down just a little bit, but that's later. You always mess with your wreath after you do. I mess with my wreath, oh man, 2 or 3 days after, I'm still messing with it, so it happens. So we're gonna put this to the side, and we're gonna do hopefully do a quick bow. Get a quick bow. Matter of fact, we're gonna leave it here because I need to see what size bow loop I want to make. So I'm just gonna sort of make a loop that looks a little too big, and I'm just sizing the loop on the wreath, but this is a big wreath, so I want my bow to look good on this wreath. So I think that size right there would be good, and that loop is 7 inches. So we're going to start with 7 inches and go down from there. Okay, so I'll probably start with 6.5 and go down from there. So just know that's kind of how I do it. I want to see how the loops look on the wreath to see if it'll fit. It'll look good. So you know my favorite thing is the bow dabber. The easy bow maker. I do have a bow dabber though, but we're going to use the easy bow maker. We're going to get a Chanel stem and a zip tie. Chanel stem and a zip tie. And I have stuff underneath my table, so that's why I'm walking to, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering. So I put my zip tie down first. Then I put my Chanel stem in between the 2 tall picks. And then we're going to start making the bow. And like I said, we're going to use the ribbon from the ribbon tails. But then we're going to add in other ribbon. I always like to have some sort of different ribbon in my bow. So I love this color because it matches the truck. I bring the sign here, and you can see that it matches the truck. So you see that color, it matches the truck. So, and it's rustic looking, so definitely wanted to do that. I also wanted to do the white and black because of the white and black, that's the tires and the door and stuff like that, just to give it a little pop of something different. I got solid white. Like I said, I would love to have the solid purple, but I don't have any solid purple. And then this pink. So I think I want to go, where do I want to go on the bottom? I think I'm going to do this pink at the bottom. Put this down here. I would say I will make my tails, I like to make them long and then I can cut them down. So I made my tail like 16 inches. And I pull the length of my tail, and then I twist my ribbon, and then I put it down into my easy bow maker. Give myself some space here. And then I just size it on the easy bow maker. Use the size on easy bow maker. So I'm at 6. I'm going to go to 6.5, which is right there. I'm going to give it a twist right here in the center. And I'm going to go to 6.5 over here. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, my loops on this side always are bigger. So I always have to check my loops when I have them on the easy bow maker. And sure enough, This loop is bigger. I don't know why it does that. And it's the same size. I've measured it. I've checked my with my ruler, and it's the same inches. But all right, so there you go. So I'm going to do 4 of these, which is 2 on each side. Okay, why does that one look so much bigger? And you have to gauge it yourself. Like, look at it and gauge it. You know, look at it and gauge it. Pull this down, and I know you can't see because I'm off camera, but measure your ends, and then you cut your ends about the same length. You move this ribbon out the way, then you go to maybe the, let's see, I want the bunny one and the carrot. The bunny and carrot has got to be towards the top. So let's go with this plaid. And you can put your layers of ribbon any which way you want to. You do not have to copy what I'm doing. You know, that's not what this is about. This is just giving you an idea of how to get it done. This is just an idea on how to get it done. That's it. No rhyme or reason. And when I make my bows, I really don't know which bow I'm going to make until I'm making the bow. So right now I'm making this bow and I'm trying to decide, do I want to do 4 or do I want to do 3? And I think I'm going to go with 3. Which means I'm doing 3 loops, which is 1 loop on one side and then 2 on the other. And this is the second loop on this side. Yep, and we're done. And now I'm just going to measure this end out once again, this end with this end, and then cut it off. And don't worry about it being on the same side. It's not going to matter. It's not going to make a difference. You're not going to be able to tell when we fluff out the bow and curl the ends. You're not going to be able to tell, so don't get stressed out about it, okay? So now we want to do maybe the black and white. And I always cut off this little end right here of the ribbon because it's folded and I don't want to see that in my bow, and I don't want to see that in my ribbon tail either. So I make the tails. The tails are still 16 inches. Put on the bow maker. And I think I'm going to start it on the other side. Yeah. So I'm going to put the ribbon on this side, not being on the table, because I want to put it on the other side. This right here, because I want to have, since I did 1 bow on this side, I want to have 2. So you got to put it on the opposite side, right? I'm going to curl that. I'm going to size that bow, and we want to start bringing in, yeah, the 2.5 inch, 1.5. We're going to bring it in down like maybe 1/2 inch to 1 inch from the 2 big ones that we started with. I'm going to start bringing our bows in. Our bow. I'm going to start bringing it in. And then we give it a twist, and we want to do another one on this side. Bring it in, and then we want to match the end and cut it off. And remember, it doesn't matter, the tails are both on one side. You're not going to tell. You're not going to be able to tell. So don't worry about that. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's do the purple. Purple, we're going to go. And it seems like a lot of ribbon. It is. And if it's too much for you, then you simplify it. Do 2 ribbon colors. You don't have to do all of the ribbons that I'm putting in. Not at all. You don't have to do this. But I know I wanted to bring out this purple. So I'm definitely going to use this purple because I wish I had a solid purple. But I don't. And the ones that I have, I don't really think it goes with this style at all. So I'm going to do 4 loops because I really want this purple to stand out, because the Happy Easter is in purple. So I want the purple to stand out. So then I'm going to bring out this end and I'm going to cut it off. I'll roll this over here, get it out the way. Push that back in. And if that happens, just do what I did. Push it back in. So you want to do the carrots. Which, let's see. So I want to do 3 for the carrots. I think I want to do 3 for the carrot. 16. And then we're going to go in like a half an inch with the carrot. Okay? So we're going to go in a little bit with the carrot. Just a little bit, because it's already short. As a matter of fact, we're going to leave it the same way. And then we're going to go in with the bunny. So we're going to go in with the carrot. I'm going to leave it the same size as the bow under it. Do the same on this side. And then we want to do 2 loops, 1 loop on one side and 2 loops on the other. And I don't know what style bow this is. This is just what I'm doing. I'm feeling. This is what I'm feeling right now. So, Katrina, if you ask me, what kind of bow is that? It's a Katrina bow. Because, listen, I don't know. Now, I know designers got names for bows. I just do what I feel. How many, how much of that ribbon I want to see. That's how many loops I do for the bow. So, we want to finish it off with the bunny ribbon, which I'm going to put over here. You're going to make that tail longer. That ribbon tail longer. And I'm hoping I have enough, because we're going to come in a little bit with this bunny ribbon. And come on this side, come down a little bit, come in a little bit. Remember, make it a little smaller. You get into the end of the roll. So you want to do the 2 loops, right? And then we want to do like a little button loop. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but it's a little button loop. It's like maybe 2 inches. And see how that's like a little button loop? This little thing, it's right there, like 1 inch to 2 inch. You can make it a little bigger. And then we want this to go down to meet the rest of the ribbons. And I can always cut that, what I want, off later. So, the rest of the ribbon. So now we want to take this zip tie. We want to push the ribbon down just a little bit. And feed the end of the zip tie through the, I can't see it, my hand is in the way. And you want it to start closing a little bit, but don't close it all the way. Okay? Because you got to be able to move the ribbon around to put it where you want it to go. So we pick it up, get this out the way, and you see where that indentation is? That's where you want the the zip tie to go. So we move it over to that indent, and then we bring the zip tie head to the back. Okay? And then we give it a little bit more cinch, but not all the way, still not all the way. We're going to make sure the ribbon is stacked on top of each other. See how that's stacked on top of each other? That's the look that we want. Okay? That's it. That's the look that we want. We want the ribbon to be stacked on top of each other. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a hold of the chenille stem and the zip tie, and I'm going to start fluffing out my ribbon a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? Fluffing it out just a little bit. And remember, that zip tie is still kind of loose, so you want to pull too much. So now that I'm doing this, I see my ribbon tails are where I want them to be. They are. So I can start tightening up. Tightening this up. I'm trying to see something. Do they look even? And they don't. So when that happens, if it looks like one side of your ribbon tails are longer than the other, since you didn't cinch this over, you can actually pull your ribbon through your zip tie a little bit to even it out. So you can do that. That's why I said don't cinch it tight right away. See how it looks. See if they look even. They're starting to look even. I cinch it in a little bit more. So now it's a little tighter. I still go through and I finish fluffing. I'm moving my tails where I want them to go. Okay. But you tighten up that zip tie, but not so tight that you can't move your tails. Okay. I'm loving this. I think it looks so cute. It's got the little carrots, got the little bunny, got the little pop of black and white there. Got your tails. So now I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to fluff that up. Move the tails down to the middle so I can see my loops. What do you think about this bow? You think it's too much? Too many ribbons? Too much colors? Tell me. Be honest with me if you think that's what it is. I don't. I think it's gorgeous with the colors. And this actually brings life to it. So now we've done this, we can really cinch it down now. Because we got this, and then we got the little button loop in the middle. See, look at that. So now we can really, now you could have cinched it tight a little sooner, but I wanted to really fluff it. So now we really cinching in that zip tie. Getting a really good pull on it. And you see how your bow kind of scrunched up? That's what you want. And right now I want that purple, black and white purple look on this side. That's what I'm looking for. See the pink, plaid, and then pink. Then I got the black and white, purple, black and white, then purple. Because we got the, two loops on one side, one loop on one side. So I want that look. And then on this side, the same thing. You got the pink, you got the plaid, then you got the purple, and you got the black and white, and then the purple. So you still got to move stuff around. Don't be afraid to pull on it now because you've cinched it in, so it ain't coming out. So you got the black and white purple, and then you got the carrot, and then the purple. Okay? And you got the bunny, 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 and the little pop. So now what you do is you take your ribbon tails and you put them where you want them. You run your hands through the bottom of them. You see how they're curling at the bottom? This is what you want. You should, visual one, you run your hand down it. See? And you see how you get that nice curl at the end? Because I'm not sure whether I'm going to curl them, cut them on a slant, or what. It will probably take me a couple of days to figure that out. And see, we want it to look like that with just a little slant to the side and have this big, beautiful bow like right here. So we're going to cut off this zip tie. Oh, you love it? You love it? It screams spring, doesn't it? I know. It does, Pamela. It does. It absolutely screams spring. Totally agree with you. Now let's place this bow because I want it sitting right here on the top. So I'm going to have to move some of this mesh around to get to the frame. And I don't want my bow to sink in too much, so I'm not going to pull it down too much because I want that bow to show. Okay, so I don't want it to sink in too much. So we're going to just give it a little tug. Make sure the loops, you can see the loops. That's what we want. But no, if you put it up here and the placement is wrong, you can always take it off. So now we want to cinch it down. Just give it a little twist because we don't know if we got the placement right where we want it. Pick it back up. And we want to be able to see our sign. So I know I'm going to cut these tails down a little bit so I can see my sign. But I can fluff for days, so I'm going to try to stop fluffing because I can be here for days fluffing. But what do you think? What do you think? Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous! Okay, I'm trying to wrap it up for you guys. I know it's been over an hour. Let's stick some carrots in here and let's be done. Now I have 9 carrots, and the reason why I did 9 is because there's 18 chenille stems, and I want to put one in every other chenille stem, right? That's what we want to do. Well, that's what I want to do. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Remember, you make it your own. You make it your own art. So you make it the way you want to make it. You don't have to make it the same way I'm making it. But this is what I do. These came from the Hobby Lobby. Okay. My scissors is not cutting through it. There you go. These came from the Hobby Lobby. Alright. Actually, twist it and come out. Okay. Alright, let's cut off the little sign. And these was $2.99. So, and I know I seen them last week at Hobby Lobby. So I'm assuming they probably are still there. Not sure. They had a lot of them. At least the one where I live out in Canton, Georgia. They had a lot of them. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So it's 9. So what I'm going to do with these carrots is I'm actually going to stick these carrots like this in every other tie. And then the ones that you can't, but what I'm going to do with these chenille stems is I'm actually going to twist them and curl them. Take my pencil and I'm going to curl them so they look like little curls in between my ribbon tails. So when I lay my carrots, they're right here with my carrots. And this can be something, you use this chenille stem, like you glue down this side and then you stick your carrot on it, and your carrot will have a good solid base to attach to. So I'm just going to place them in here right now because it's late and I'm going to let you guys go. So I'm going to place them around so you can see what they will look like. Of course, it'll be posted in my Etsy. You'll be able to see it. So this is what some of it would look like. And I'm just going every other. Skip that one, go to that one. And we want this to be rustic, so I didn't want no shiny carrots or shiny, eggs or anything like that on it, because I wanted it to have a rustic look. This one can go right here. And this one, and then we put one here, and then we can put one coming out of the sign at the bottom. Gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. And then these ribbon tails that you have that's being covered up by your sign, you could just bring them around to the front, right? The X design, you don't really have to do that with behind the sign. You can bring the ribbon like you just saw me bring it from underneath the sign to the top. So I'm going to push this in there so you'll see the carrot with the little tail there. These will be cut shorter so you can actually see the sign, but we're just going to leave that for right now. So this is what it will look like. What do you guys think? What do you think? I love it. I absolutely love it. This yells spring, it yells Easter, it yells fun. It yells rustic. It yells a whole bunch of things. I just love it. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys love it too. If you do, please comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the colors or the sign or the carrots, the size of the bow. Let me know what you guys think. I really enjoy putting on these tutorials with you guys and showing you guys how to put colors and ribbons together and making something beautiful to put on your door or to sell in your Etsy shop or your Shopify. So I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I will come back and fix all these tails up because I think they're going to just be on a slant, little curls, so we can enjoy our sign and you can see the carrots around it. So I'm going to do that, but I won't do that tonight. I'm going to let you guys go for tonight. Thank you, Pamela, and thank you for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate having your company tonight. So, to make sure everybody knows, make sure you follow Facebook and Follow me on Facebook. You comment, and also on YouTube. If you go to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Watch my videos and comment on my videos. That just helps my business grow. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. So if you go to those, I'm also there as well. If you hit the like button, follow, subscribe, whatever they ask you to do to join with me, I would greatly appreciate it. I really need my business to grow on social media, and I need you guys' help to do that. So, like I say at the end of every video, I want you guys to be safe until we meet again. All right, bye.